guys, welcome to Real People. My name's Chris Jaquez. We're shooting on location from the top of Cadillac Mountain in Bar Harbor, Maine. I thought, you know what, I'm in an amazing place. I thought I'd take advantage of it. So our conversation today is going to be about relationships, and I understand that completely. My relationship started early. My wife was 16 when I married her. We had a baby on the way, and I had barely turned 18. So if there's a lot of history there, and actually, unfortunately, it's not a lot of great history. The first portion of our relationship, probably the first 30 years, was struggle after struggle after struggle. And I'm thankful, but I wonder today how we managed to stay together. But where we're sitting right now is a wonderful place, and I want to tell you a little bit about that. So in 2011, I said goodbye to the most important person in my life, and that was when I said goodbye to my dad. He was a critical part of our lives. He was in our lives every day. And when that tragedy occurred for me, it kind of threw me in a tailspin, and everything I had believed and everything I ever thought about my ideas about life and who I was and what needed to happen, it just kind of went out the window. And I started reviewing my life and realizing that there's an end to this. And I wasn't being my best self, and I wasn't being the best husband, and I wasn't being a very good friend for those of you who remember me. And that's when it started to change, and I started looking at our relationship that I had with my wife, and I realized that none of the issues we faced we ever resolved. And we would fight about them, we would lose sleep over them, we would have to spend time trying to reconnect, but we never actually resolved them. And at the time, my son was actually new in his own relationship, and because of what we had done and how he was raised and the baggage that he was carrying, he was trying to fix his relationship. He was trying to grow as a man. And he sent me this book. It's called The Power of Vulnerability. And it was written by Brené Brown. And I thought it was one of those touchy-feely books. And to be honest with you, my son actually didn't believe I would ever read it. He just didn't think that was going to happen. Well, actually, I didn't read it. I listened to it. And I listened to it the first time, and I thought, wow. And it was enlightening. I listened to it 2 more times before I got it. And I realized that authenticity in our relationship is critical. Being real and honest. And that was the hard part for me, being honest. My wife would ask me, what's wrong? And I would have a scowl on my face. I have nothing's wrong. And we spent years doing that. But what I realized after listening to the book was we're all broken in some form or the other, and just because we're in a relationship, it doesn't mean we know how to create an amazing relationship. So for me, what I realized was the anger and all the hostility and the intimidation, it wasn't working. And I remember on one particular afternoon, I had retired from work, and my wife was there, and she'd come home from work, and she was upset, and of course it was starting that same cycle it always did. But by that time, I had decided I couldn't do it that way anymore. So instead of throwing my shields up, when she started talking and I demonstrating what she had always done in our discussions, I approached it a completely different way. And instead of coming at her with my tools of war, I made it simple. I just told her, I says, listen, I can't do this the way we've been doing it. So I promise that no matter what we discuss from here on out, I'm going to be kind to you. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not mad at you, because I want our relationship to be better. And that was the only way it could be better, is for me to change how I was doing things. And I had suggested, after listening to Brené's book, that my wife listen to it. But early on, she wasn't listening to anything that I was going to suggest, simply because I had spent my whole life telling her what to do. But by demonstrating my kindness and my commitment to our relationship and the standard that I set with that initial conversation, I earned some trust with her, and we had subsequent conversations, and I had assured her that no matter what happens, I would always be kind, empathetic, and I would love her unconditionally. And over time, we became friends. And there were some things that we did that helped. For us, walking was an amazing tool for us to get reconnected. I mean, granted, the first 3 months of walking, I spent more time listening than I did talking, because she had a lot of things on her mind. And because I'd opened the door on her to be able to trust me, to not become angry and turn back into that person I was, she was able to let some of those things out. And I listened at first because I wasn't sure how to respond, but over time we talked those things through. And we set up plans and strategies to make sure that we never went back to the place we had been and that our relationship continued to grow. And you see the result. We live in a 14-foot wide, 41-foot long fifth wheel. And it's me and her. We move every month or so. And in itself, that's a testimony not only to the lifestyle we've chosen, but the fact that we gave up everything we had for that. We got rid of a lifetime of stuff, the big house, to step out off this cliff. And that would not be possible if we didn't have the type of relationship skills that we've developed. And I think if there was anything that you should take away from this video, it comes down to this. Relationships are built on trust, and not just trust based on infidelity, but trust based on the fact that you can talk to your partner and you know you're not going to get your head bitten off, or you're not going to get crushed, you're not going to get your feelings crushed or demeaned or shamed. And that requires us to start from a platform of empathy and compassion and unconditional love. Because the last person we need to defend ourselves or protect ourselves from is the person we share our heart with. I love my wife more than anything in the world now. She's amazing. If there was any downside to this whole thing is I'm truly in love with her. And the sad aspect of that, the sad part of that is that it's going to end someday. And it just keeps getting better. And if there was a rule that I could give you, it's that love your partner more than yourself in all things. It makes it easy to do the dishes, to make the bed, to run the vacuum cleaner. And it makes it easy to say, yeah, baby, go ride your bike, go hang out with your friends. Because you don't feel like you're getting shortchanged or you're competing for the adventure in your life. So, I hope this is I hope you've gotten something from this. That's what I'm trying to do. As I've said, I'm authentic. I'm not hiding anything from anyone anymore. I don't have to hide because I'm not worried about being shamed. What I'm worried about is that I'm going to die someday, and I'm not going to put this out there and help someone else realize that there is a better way to live your life with someone you love. And if someone's crying or someone's yelling, then something should change. Something needs to change, because when you make people cry, they don't want to be around you. When you yell at people, they don't want to be around you. Believe me, I know that. And if it hadn't been for this revelation, me and my wife wouldn't be together today. But it's because of this revelation and me understanding the foundations of empathy and wholeheartedness and kindness and compassion that our adventure continues to grow. And I got to tell you, this is not fake. Our relationship isn't perfect, but it gets better every day. So, take a look around at what you want in your life. Take a look around your partner. Take a look at your partner and ask yourself, can I do better? And then get the tools you need to do that. It may not be Brene Brown. Maybe simply saying, listen, here's the new rule. We're not going to yell anymore. And I guarantee if you follow that platform, you're going to wake up just like I did one day and go, wow, I can't believe we're here. Until next time, my name is Chris Aquez. I am the administrator for Real People. I welcome your comments. I would love to hear from you as far as what you like about the video I produced and what you don't like. I would like suggestions about future videos. I'm going to try and do a video every week, Sunday or Monday, depending on how I do it. This one was a little slow because I'm still trying to figure out a format that I'm comfortable with. So until next time, it's okay to show your belly. And we're in this together, and the best way that we can grow is to keep it real. Until next time, I'll see you, folks.